Hey guys, JD here, and today we're looking at the jet pump from a Kawasaki Ultra 310. Now I've done videos on removing the jet pump and inspecting it, and today I want to show you how to remove the impeller, because this is something I've been asked about, and so figured I'd show you guys. Kawasaki jet pump, as you guys probably know by now, is the only pump on the market with 3 heavy-duty ball bearings inside the pump. And then, of course, the Kawasaki has your intermediate drive shaft support bearing, and then, of course, the output bearing on the engine. So the drive shaft is very well supported to eliminate vibration. So we're going to be removing the impeller. It's really, really easy. You only need 2 tools, and that's going to be a standard. This is a Solus impeller tool. It also works for Sea-Doo, also works for many, many models. And that goes in just like that. And then you're going to need a vise like this one here. So first, make sure you remove your nose cone here. When you remove this, you are going to have to replace this O-ring, so have one of those on hand. This is 3 Allens. You take that off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this part of the shaft right here, right in our vise. They do sell a shaft holder tool that will prevent this from getting scored. I do not have that tool. All right, so here is the pump in the vise here. And now really all you got to do, you can see the pump spins around the impeller. All we got to do now is put a socket on the impeller just like this. So depending on how long your pump has been sitting between rebuilds, you might need to heat this a little bit. So put the tool in just like that. 23 millimeter or 15/16 fit on this tool. All the tools are slightly different. It's not an OEM tool. It's like a $10 one. So then I'm doing this with one hand, right? Here's the pump, and you're going to turn counterclockwise to get the impeller out of the pump. All right, so there we go. Once you break it free, it should come right out. So once your impeller's loose, and again, I just want to show you, I have this rubber seal goes over the top of the pump cap like that. And you can see this corrosion here. You want to clean all this corrosion up before you put it back together. Grease it really well, obviously. And then the impeller should come out right like that. And then to put the impeller back in, or to install a new impeller, you just put it in like that and thread it clockwise. Now, one of the biggest things we're going to do is we're going to check the gap. I did check the gap on a video before, but I'm going to show you how to do that again right now. So basically, we got to check the clearance of the impeller, right? And we want it to be between 0.15 and 0.30 millimeters. Now 0.6 millimeters, that's the service limit of the pump. So we're going to take a couple checks here. And you can see that with mine, it's just right there. The tip should just barely fit into the impeller gap there. Yeah, now there's a couple spots on the pump where it does go in. So that shows you that my impeller's got some wear to it. So basically, my determination would be that this impeller and this pump are at the end of their wear limit. So you could hear this here. You hear that? There's a bit of a... The impeller is contacting the housing just slightly. What happens is corrosion forms on this aluminum body and the liner swells a little bit. So the wear is still within the usable tolerances. But probably I'm going to run this pump for another 25 hours or so, and then I'm going to replace it completely. So that involves replacing this housing here, as well as replacing all the components internally. And then the impeller as well either needs to be sent out for repair or replaced with a new one. So that's just the nature of the beast when you ride. This pump has 200 hours on it and saltwater, heavy usage. So it's within... the reasonable tolerance. Some people will say their pumps last. I mean, I've got jet skis in the yard with original pumps. And if you're not seeking that extra performance, you're not really going to notice a difference. But with this ski, I've now reached 0.3 millimeters of gap. Now, it's still within the service limit. 0.6 is basically like if you really don't want to replace it. So that's 0.6, and we're nowhere near 0.6 millimeter, right? So this pump still is viable. It can still be run on the ski, but you will experience a loss of performance using a pump like this that's at the end of its service life. So that's just the nature of the beast. And So this is going to be marked for replacement, and don't worry, I will be sharing that video with you. I actually have the parts on order. All right, so you've got your impeller back in, and then it needs to be torqued to 108 foot-pounds, all right? Well, it was pretty easy to change that impeller. If you're curious about how to remove the pump from your ski, make sure to see my other video on removing the jet pump. All right, well, hope this video is helpful in showing you really quickly how to remove the impeller from your Kawasaki Ultra 300, Ultra 310 jet pump. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more exclusive jet ski content, only on JD's Water World.